Congratulations, 3 points, another win and top of the Premier League table. How pleased are you with what you saw tonight?
Yes, very happy. A really difficult game. Credit to Luton. I think they are a really good side. They make life very difficult to you. I think we started really good. The game created a lot of moments and chances and scored two really good goals. And the second half, I think we like to continue to, especially the way they play. We didn't get the right rhythm, but overall we made a few changes. We freshed the team up. We utilized the squad in the right way. I'm so happy with the boys that they came on and they made a difference.
Yeah, is it extra pleasing to win this game the way you did without key players like Bukayo Saka, without Declan Rice starting?
Absolutely, and now we have a bigger squad because everybody's fit and available except of Jurien, and we have to use them and get everybody in the rhythm with confidence, and it's not a better way than playing and winning.
One of the players that got his opportunity tonight, Emile Smith-Rowe, he looked like he really enjoyed it out there. Were you impressed?
Yeah, I was really impressed with him. He played really well. He's been training really well, to be fair, and we thought that the game could suit us, the way the Luton defense especially, and him, Reece, Alex coming in, Thomas that hasn't had a start since August, I think, which is a long time. So really pleased for the boys.
Yeah, is it understandable that when you've made that many changes and you're bringing in players that don't start these games very often, that the rhythm could have been slightly off? So did it please you so much to be able to see these performance levels despite that?
Absolutely. And you have always the question mark, and being fair of them when they have that many minutes, you can do. But as I said, don't use the excuse. That's the motivation. That's the scenario that we have 6 weeks to go, full guys, and they've done it.
It's a busy month, isn't it? Lots of games to come.
It is very busy. We have started well again after international break. Now it's Brighton.
And another clean sheet. 13 in the Premier League this season. That's more than any other team. They say that defences win titles. Yours is currently the best.
That's really important. That gives us a lot of confidence to the team. We defended the box really well today again, and let's keep doing it.
Rob, a disappointing result. What did you make of your team's performance out there?
Yeah, there was parts of it that were, I thought, exceptional. I thought after we went 1-0 down, I thought we saw maybe a bit more of us. We were a little bit braver and committed to the team that we want to be. And I know I keep saying it at the moment, it's difficult for us to be our absolute best at the moment, but I saw so many good things out there today. I thought the second half was an excellent performance, limited Arsenal. I know they're winning the game. It's their prerogative to maybe defend more, but I don't think Mikel at half-time would be saying, let's sit back and just the two. I think the position they're in, they might, I was looking at their last 6, 7, 8 results, before this, and I see a 6, a 5, a 6, a 4, So to stay in the game and still be in the game late on is really pleasing. And we did that trying to be on the front foot, trying to be aggressive. Thought some of our play was really good. When we got into the final third, we were just lacking a bit, lacked numbers, lacked that final pass to really create, but to limit them and try and be us. I was really pleased with it and really proud of the lads.
Injuries have really affected your team lately. Did we see that out there tonight?
I think at times, like I said, it's hard to be at our best, but what do people expect? We've come to Arsenal and lost 2-0. That happens to a lot of teams. The best team in the world probably at the moment in City struggled to score against them the other day. So there's no shame in that. But I thought, all right, there was loads of good things. It was just difficult to have that final bit. We lacked a little bit of potency. And I think that was just our numbers when we got in behind them and we got in some really good positions later on, or in the second half, sorry. We just struggled to really then arrive with the right numbers in the right areas. And you have to commit. And you have to be really brave in those moments.
As you know, we've got your captain, Tom Lockyer, with us on TNT Sports tonight, and he was saying that second goal just before half-time will have really hurt you guys. Is that right? Yeah,
well, I think at 1-0, of course, you're more in the game than at 2-0. 2-0, we're still in it, but we're not dead and buried, but of course, 2-0 was difficult. We'd gone man-to-man, and our shape, our back five, people had shifted positions, and we just left too big a gap. And obviously, they're getting behind us, and when they're in those positions, they're deadly, they're ruthless. So, yeah, just that little bit of organisation for a split second, and they took the space, and the second goal, it was obviously a killer.
You told us before the game that confidence levels are high despite this run of results. Are you seeing enough in the performances, though, that you can still keep those levels at a high going into your next game, which is huge at home against Bournemouth?
Yeah, and we just said that. Look, tonight was never going to define our season. Saturday. Look, Bournemouth, I think in the last 20 games, we're about 5th in the form table, so this is not an easy game for us. But because it's at home, it's a game that we've got to attack and try and win. But it's not going to be that easy, so it's not just going to be turn up and 3 points. But, of course, now all our focus moves on to Saturday.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jules. Cheers.
A big win here at home tonight, which takes Arsenal back to the top of the table. You must be delighted.
Yeah, of course. We knew what we had to do, and that's get the win at home. And I think we played well today. We got a lot of chances, I think, but yeah, in general, overall was good, I think. And then we're pleased that we got the 3 points.
What was the mindset coming into this game? Because these ties can be really tricky when you're up against a side fighting for survival.
Same as last week's. We know they're a tough opponent to play against. They've showed it throughout the season, and we just came in with the same mindset. Win our duels, try to hurt them in behind. I think we have done that today, and that's how we scored some goals. And we're really pleased with it.
The manager made 5 changes coming into this game tonight, and at times did it feel like you just needed to get into a bit of a new rhythm with all those changes in the team?
Yeah, it's always a bit different, obviously, when you play with the same 11 week in, week out. And but I think we have done well. Everyone showed that that they can play and make it hard for the manager. And I think he's happy with the performance of all of the players. So couldn't get better.
This unbelievable start for Arsenal to the year in the league continues. You're still unbeaten, heading into what's a really busy month in April. Where are the confidence levels at right now amongst this group?
Yeah, really high. Hopefully we can maintain this, and we have to take game by game because we're playing every 3 days, obviously. But it's a nice win today, and now we can look forward to the weekend.
Top of the league, you've got a big game at the weekend facing your former side Brighton as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It will be a tough game as well, but for everyone, now it's just recovery, and everyone needs to get ready for the game.
Yeah, that must be tough as well, because that game at the weekend against Manchester City, it must have taken so much out of you guys, mentally and physically. The games are coming so thick and fast. Is there a big feeling in this squad, though, that everyone is pulling together?
Yeah, of course. It's like I said, today there were 5 changes and everyone did their job, and that's what we need in the team competition. And it's really, really good at the moment, so we need to maintain that and keep going.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, best defence in the league, top scorers in the league, and since the turn of the year, as I said, 9 wins and just that draw at Manchester City, and only 4 goals conceded in that period. You cannot say Arsenal haven't got momentum and consistency at the moment.
Yeah, they have, and I think one of the biggest things he mentioned there is the clean sheets. They just, as I'm sure Shay will be able to tell you as well, clean sheets are like priceless, especially at this stage of the season. If you've got your team playing and you know that if you're going to score, there's a good chance you're going to keep a clean sheet, you're going to win the game. It's probably how we were when we used to play with the 1-0 to the Arsenal, Tony Adams and the guys. They're so defensively sound that you know if you can score, you're probably going to win. And I think that's how it felt today. You felt like if they could get that goal, you really do feel that there's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for Luton to get back into that. It's nowhere near the team what played at Luton where they conceded the 3 goals. You know, so it's a different team. They're in a different mindset, and they're very focused, as you can see the manager there.
Is that the big difference for you from 12 months ago when, of course, they were letting Leeds slip at this stage of the season?
Yeah, there's a lot more steel, it feels. I know Wright didn't start tonight, but I think he's been a huge signing. I know they paid a lot of money for him, but it's money well spent, if you ask me. I think both on the pitch and off the pitch, the leadership he brings to the whole setup gives him huge belief, I think. You know, this year, the treble winners last year, Man City, not to score a goal past them in the league this year. You know, both home and away is a big thing, I think. And it gives this group of players a belief that this could be their season, it could be their year to win the league.
I think as well, you know, you see it like the changes what came in, but the 4 stalls like Raya, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, and Ben White, them 4, that's what you need. Zinchenko, obviously a very good player, he knows how to come in and stabilise as well. So when you keep all that familiar, the rest can kind of slip into play.
Murray's a good one that Wright mentions there as well, because there was so much talk about it, you know, at the start of the season, but he's done brilliant as well.
Always finishes on a goalkeeper. So thank you very much indeed. Tomorrow night, it's over to Liverpool. See you then for that. Take care.
Also another good performance for Arsenal. They got the win, all important time in that season as we head into the run-in. Earlier on, you said to me, Jolien, that the way that this panned out between Arsenal and Manchester City at the weekend, that goalless draw, changed the way that you saw the title race. Have any of the results tonight changed you again?
The performance more so than the result. I anticipated City winning tonight, in great respect to Aston Villa, but the second half performance has given me more belief, and then they can obviously sustain this momentum and go on an unbeaten run. And it's not even unbeaten now, they have to probably win every game. But I still believe Liverpool can do that, and Arsenal have yet to show over a period of time that they can win 9 games in a row, which I think they're going to have to do. But Liverpool, for me, are still the favourites.
Liverpool play Sheffield United tomorrow. There is a point tonight, as we all go to bed, between the top 3 teams. It feels poised for one of the best run-ins that we've seen.
Yeah, it does. I think every time you wake up and after a game, you're looking at the fixtures, what's next, who's playing who. It's so interesting at this point. It's just great to see not only 2 but 3 teams now in the mix to win this. And listen, I think it's difficult to pick an outright winner and go confidently they're definitely going to go and win, because it's so tight, so cagey.
But we are looking at them fixtures there, obviously Sheffield United and Liverpool tomorrow. So the weekend's fixtures, it's Villa, United and Palace. Who's got the easier fixture there, in your opinion?
Well,
I don't know, that's what I mean, it's so difficult.
Here's a question for you. When you look at Man
difficult.
City's fixtures, do you see them dropping points to anyone? Who do you see them dropping points to?
Brighton away will be a hard game, the way that they play. I think Palace away this weekend's hard, I think. But
That's on TNT.
obviously Spurs away is going to be last day of the season. If it goes down to last day of the season, I always look at away games at these moments. They're where you think that there's possibility to drop points. At home, you're confident.
There's something in the fact that they've got Tottenham away last game of the season. The date is to be confirmed on that one. But sometimes City do have a problem with going to wherever Spurs are.
Oh, yeah, Spurs has always been the nemesis team over the previous few years. But again, as much as and as tight as it is, I don't see it going to the last game. I see someone dropping off before then, and hopefully it's Liverpool and Arsenal.
According to Opta, that stat that you can see on your screen at the moment, Liverpool are the favourites. And perhaps that's easier to say. I never really know Opta, I never know with these stats whether it's just that whoever's leading, even though they're a game in hand and it's Arsenal at the moment, whether they just kind of go naturally whoever's leading at this time of the season. On paper, you saw their run-in. Who do you think's got the better team to sustain this run-in? So Liverpool have been there and done it before. Arsenal were the newbies in that situation, even though they came close last year. And Man City are on the 4th.
Man City are by far the most experienced team and have the know-how. They've got the same players that have continuously done this. The core of their team have been here, seen it and done it. Liverpool have got a lot of new players that haven't actually got over that line together and winning the Premier League. So there's a lot more new players, I think, been added to the Liverpool team.
But also the fact that Arsenal, a draw for them might be exactly the right way to approach it. A point away to Manchester City might be a great result over the course of a season. But even taking 4 points off City across the course of a season, it might just be not quite enough, because they still find themselves 2 points off the league leaders, who we'll talk about in a second. We'll talk about Liverpool in a minute. But they've done brilliantly against Liverpool. They've done brilliantly against City. And yet it still might not be enough.
Yeah, and that little mini league between the top 3 sides, they've got 8 points, and Liverpool and City have got 3.
And even in the top 5, you can widen it out to the top 5 as well. Bear in mind, all of the 3 title challengers have to play, both Tottenham and Villa, between now and the end of the season.
And I think both those sides are going to be dangerous opponents, because Tottenham are able to score. Villa at home are very strong.
And they're playing for something.
And they're both playing for a Champions League place as well, absolutely. So I think there is so much jeopardy left in the remainder of the season. What I would say about Arsenal is yesterday, and the season as a whole has been a big psychological win for them, because they've convinced us in who assess games in media that it can be done. 2 seasons ago, people would have thought Arsenal were a side maybe playing for a place in the top 4. Over the course of 2 seasons, they're serious contenders to win the league. I look at that back line, and it reminds me a lot of the way that Pep Guardiola changed up his defence. You know, he went, Cancelo came in, he went, lots of mixing, matching, chopping, change, until he got the right formula. And now it looks as though Arsenal have got the right formula in defence, because theirs is the best in the Premier League. They've got the best attack. They scored the most goals from set pieces. They scored the most goals from corners. They're doing such a fabulous job. And when you're there at press conferences, you don't see anxiety. And when you talk to people in and around it, you don't see worry. You see a lot of serenity around the club, because they believe that they should be there and that they can stay there.
So having made such a great case for Arsenal, we know what Manchester City are capable of over the course of many seasons now. So why then, with it being so tight, there's only 3 points between those sides, why are Opta predicting that Liverpool have an almost 1 in 2 chance of winning the Premier League? Does that feel right to you, or does it feel closer?
Each of the top 2 teams have done it before. The surprise for me is City, because City have basically won 5 of the last 6. And City remind me a lot of Manchester United post Sir Alex Ferguson. And by that, I mean, there came a point where Fergie time was burned into our memories. If they were behind with 89 minutes to go, you still believe they could find a goal from somewhere, because they've done it so many times over the preceding 2 decades. And now there is this belief that, well, they're City, aren't they? So we don't assess the technical elements of it. We just say, well, they're City. They know how to find a way to win. And that's why they're still in that conversation. But Liverpool have got the best attack. They still don't have their best striker playing at the moment, Jota. When he comes back, they'll have even more